Hello, ninth graders. This is teacher Raquel San Juan, and I will be your virtual teacher for quarter 3, week 6 of Mathematics 9. For this week's most essential learning competency, we have illustrate similarity of figures, and our lesson for this week will focus on similarity. Here are the things that you have to remember about similarity. Similarity is a one-to-one correspondence between the vertices of polygons. We say two figures are similar if they have corresponding angles that are congruent and they have corresponding sides that are proportional. Okay, I have here, for my example, a pair of similar polygons. We have parallelogram LIFT is similar to parallelogram HOPE. In symbols, we are going to write it like this. So the symbol in the middle, that is the symbol for similarity. Now, why are these two parallelograms considered similar? Aside from having a one-to-one correspondence between the vertices, it has 4 pairs of corresponding angles that are congruent. So each corresponding angle should have the same measure. And then the corresponding sides of the parallelogram are also in proportion. So meaning if you get the ratio between the measures of the corresponding segments, so like LI over HO, IF over OP, PE over FT, and TL over EH, you should be getting the same number or the same value for your ratio. Okay, next we will solve a problem similar to what you have in activity 1. Similarity is the key. The direction says the polygons in each pair are similar. Find the missing side length. Okay, now in solving a problem like this, the first thing that you need to do is determine which sides correspond to each other. That is very important so that you can set up your proportion properly. Now, I am going to set up my proportion this way. We have 4 over 12 is equal to the missing side over 18. Why? Because I noticed that 4 and 12 corresponds to the measures of the lower base of the trapezoid, and then the missing side and 18 corresponds to the length of the upper base of the trapezoid. Now, simplify the proportion by applying cross multiplication. I will have the missing length is equal to 4 times 18 over 12. And if you simplify that further, you will have 72 over 12, which is equal to 6. Therefore, the length of the missing side would be 6 units. For activity 2 scale, you are going to find the value of x given a scale factor. Scale factor is simply the ratio between the corresponding sides. So like here, if you get the ratio of the corresponding sides from figure A to figure B, the scale factor would be 7:2. Now, to find the value of x, just like with the previous problem, what we need to do is set up a proportion. So the ratio x is to 8 is equal to 7:2. Now take note, the scale factor is from A is to B, so when you set up your ratios, you need to put the measurements of the first figure on the numerator and then the measurement of the second figure in the denominator. Next is to solve the proportion. Again, using cross multiplication, we will have 7 times 8 over 2 is equal to the value of x. Next, if you multiply 7 by 8, you will get 56, and if you divide it by 2, you will get 28 for the value of x, and that is our answer. Here is a sample problem for activity 3, work it up. Okay, we have the given figures CART and LIFE are similar quadrilaterals, and the measure of CA is 5, LI is 15, AR is x plus 4, and IF is 6x plus 3. Then what is the measure of segment AR? Alright, now to solve this, first you need to again inspect the sides which are corresponding to each other, and then base your proportion from that. Alright, I know that CA corresponds to LI and AR corresponds to IF, so my proportion is going to be written this way. Next, I will substitute the measures that are in the given problem. So my new proportion is going to be 5 over 15 is equal to x plus 4 over 6x plus 3. Now, to solve the proportion, I will apply the multiplication property. So if you cross multiply 5 and 6x plus 3, you will get 30x plus 15. And you multiply x plus 4 with 15, you will have 15x plus 16. Now to solve the equation, you would combine the like terms. The resulting equation would be 30x minus 15x is equal to 60 minus 15. After that, you perform the subtraction and you will end up with 15x is equal to 45. Then you will divide both sides by 15 to get the value of x, which is equal to 3. Now, since we already know the value of x, to find the length of AR, what we need to do is we simply substitute 3 to the measure of AR, which is x plus 4. So if x is 3 and add 4, you will get the length of AR to be 7. And that is our answer. For our second example for activity 3, we have this given information. Quadrilateral care is similar to quadrilateral lift. And if the measure of angle C plus the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle R is 250 degrees, and the measure of angle T is equal to 6x plus 5, then what is x? Now, in setting up the equation for this, we will use the property of a quadrilateral, which is if you get the sum of the 4 angles of a quadrilateral, it will be equal to 360 degrees. So our equation will be the measure of angle C plus the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle R plus the measure of angle E is equal to 360 degrees. Now, in the given, you will notice that the sum of the angles C, A, and R is equal to 250 degrees. So what I will do is I will replace this part of the equation by 250 degrees and then just bring down the rest of the equation. So my new equation will be 250 degrees plus the measure of angle E is equal to 360 degrees. Now, to find the measure of angle E, I will subtract 250 degrees from 360 degrees and I will get 110 degrees for the measure of angle E. Now, to continue solving for x, what I will do is I will equate angle E and angle T because I know that these two angles are congruent because they are the corresponding angles of this pair of similar quadrilateral. So what I will have now is the measure of angle T is equal to the measure of angle E, and in the given, the measure of angle T is 6x plus 5, and 110 degrees is the measure of angle E, which we have obtained in the first part of our solution. So if we will solve for the value of x, so subtracting 5 from 110 degrees, we will get 6x is equal to 105. Dividing both sides of the equation by 6, we will get the value of x, which is 17.5, and that is our answer. That ends our video instruction for this week. If you have any question or clarification, make sure you contact your grade 9 math teacher. Thank you for watching.